What's up, everybody? Welcome back. And today's whiteboard lecture, today's video is on myths that people actually still believe about health and fitness and wellness in 2023. I hope you're ready for this one. Let's jump into it. First myth I have up here are carbs are bad. No, guys. Carbs are not bad. People actually still believe this in 2023, and it blows my mind. It's crazy. You have keto, which is super popular, and I'm not saying keto can't work. Before you go all blast upon me about how great the keto diet is, it can work for some people. I'm not saying that it can't work. But the fact that people think that carbs are bad still today is just baffling to me. No, carbs aren't bad. Cupcakes are bad. Bagels are bad. Sugar is bad, but a vegetable is a carb. Is a vegetable bad? Fruits are carbs. Are fruits bad? Oh, but fruits have a bunch of sugar. Shut up. With all due respect, please stop it. A fruit's not the thing making you unhealthy. A fruit's not the thing making you overweight. I hate it when people say, oh, I just eat too much fruit. No. Look at your other foods that you're consuming, and I guarantee you it's not the fruit that's your problem. I promise you it's not the fruit that's your problem. So fruits aren't bad. Vegetables aren't bad. Sweet potatoes aren't bad. Rices aren't bad. Oh, I eat too much rice. Yeah, white rice, brown rice. Listen, I agree. Brown rice can be somewhat more beneficial for you, but the difference is negligible. As long as you're not pounding sticky rice from sushi, if you're eating an actual whole rice, it's not that bad. If you're having a little bit of it, if you're training, your body needs it. Rice isn't horrible for you. Sweet potato isn't bad for you. Even a little bit of pasta can go under that bad category, right? Especially with the sauces you get on it. But if you're eating a whole grain pasta, right? Or even if you're eating a little bit of pasta, if you train super hard, I don't think that's the end of the world. I'm not saying have it every single night, but if you have it like once a week or once every 2 weeks with your protein, that's fine. Nothing wrong with pasta every once in a while, okay? Because someone's going to yell at me for it. You said pasta, and you said pasta was good. I said it's okay every now and then if you fit it within your meal plan, okay? So these things aren't bad. Carbs aren't bad. It's the selection of the carbohydrates that make them good or bad. Fats are the enemy. No, fats are not the enemy. Okay? Fats are not the enemy. Now, I understand at least where this comes from. Because when you look at the math, and you say, okay, protein and carbs have 4 calories per gram, and fats have 9 calories per gram. If I overconsume my fats, that's going to increase my caloric intake for the day, putting me in a caloric surplus, and I will gain weight. And I don't want to gain weight. I want to lose weight. Totally understandable. Respect it. Here's where I disagree. We make all fats the enemy. That includes the fats that are necessary and important for us to eat in order to make sure that our other bodily functions and that our cells are working properly. For example, if you have too low of a fat intake, especially for women, you can throw off your menstrual cycle. I've seen it. It's called the female triad. If you're eating too little of calories and not getting enough healthy fats, your menstrual cycle, your period, gone. That's a scary thought. For men, you don't eat enough healthy fats, your libido, your testosterone, shot. Not only have I seen this in my clients, but I've experienced it because I used to be a believer in this one. I was the believer in this one for a long time. And I felt it within my energy. I felt lethargic. I felt fatigued. I felt low libido. I felt all the symptoms when I believed this guy to be true. Now, here's the real thing. This could actually be a true statement if we put a saturated, okay, trans fats are the enemy. Now, I don't even think all saturated fats are bad. We need some in our diet. But it is definitely true that, especially if you live here in America, we way overconsume saturated fats. And don't even get me started on trans fats. Trans fats are just, you're eating poison. You might as well eat poison at that point if you're going to consume trans fats, like McDonald's and all this shit. Okay, so don't even get me started on those. But yeah, if you put this and this over fats are the enemy, then you know what? I actually might agree with you to an extent. Because these have a lot of omega-6s, inflammatory, and cause a lot of inflammatory responses within the gut and within our joints. But if you're eating omega-3s, right, all right, and omega-3 fatty acids, if you're eating these guys, okay, these are anti-inflammatory, which is actually funny because you would think that fatty acids are mostly inflammatory, especially if we're talking about omega-6. But if we're talking about omega-3, things like avocado, certain nuts, right? Be careful with this, right? You can have some eggs, like the yolk within an egg, a salmon, right? So these types of salmon's a great one. These types of thing, or if you're taking a fish oil, right? I know some people supplement with fish oil. I'm a believer in that, right? These things contain omega-3, which are going to be anti-inflammatory. So don't necessarily believe this statement. I understand where it comes from, but the fact of the matter is it's still false and it's still a lie. Okay, I love this one because people are going to hate me for this one, and I don't even care. Eat big, get big. Oh, I'm going to get so much hate for this one. Now listen, I understand that in order to gain muscle size, you have to eat. I'm not disputing that. But what I see, when I hear eat big, what most people think they have now is free reign to eat whatever the hell they want, as much of it as they want, because I need the calories. And you know what? You are going to get big. You're going to get real fluffy big here if you eat big, get big. You're not going to get big here, but you'll get big here, and that's because it's not eat big, get big. It's eat a lot of great quality food, get big. Unless you're talking about getting fat. Then if you eat big, you'll get big. But oftentimes when people hear the statement, they think of it as an excuse or as permission to just eat McDonald's, pizza, cupcakes, whatever they want, as it's fueling their health and fitness, which it's not. Your body doesn't need that much to really put on tissue. Let me rephrase that. It needs a lot to put on tissue. It's tough to put on tissue, but it needs nutrients to put on tissue, not empty shit. A big bag of pretzels isn't going to get you fucking muscular. What's going to get you muscular is high quality nutrients. We talked about omega-3s. We talked about high quality carbs. We've talked about protein. What about our vitamins, minerals, greens? These things will get you muscular because that's what our muscle cells thrive on, right? Cells need nutrients to grow. Just like plants need shit to grow, so do our muscles. And they need nutrients, not empty shit. And if you're eating a whole bunch of shit, pizza's fat and okay, but it's not the good stuff we talked about. You're just dumping a whole bunch of random shit on the plant. You're not giving it its sunlight and its water. What you need in order to get muscular is you need to eat quality. Eat quality. Get big. Not eat big, get big. You eat quality, and then you get big. Next myth here. If I do exercise, I'll lose weight. And I love this one. Now, most people are shaking their heads and they're so confused right now. But let me tell you here. If you just exercise, you will not lose weight. If you train with a program, you'll lose weight and gain muscle. Now, why do I X out exercise? Because when I think exercise, most people think, well, if I just go for a walk every now and then, if I just walk 20 minutes twice a week. Now, before anyone says anything here, I have advised that before, that if you're a beginner and you have not started anything, to start with like walking twice a week. I'm a believer in that for beginners, and I'm a believer in that for starters. But people often perpetuate this myth that they can continue that for the long term and continue to see benefits. You can't. Eventually, your body will adapt. Eventually, you will adapt to that and you will stop burning calories. Not only that, but you will hit your threshold there. And then as you burn more calories through cardio, you'll start burning less calories through rest. And then if you go back to just resting and doing nothing, you'll gain that weight back. So this is a myth. If I do exercise, I'll lose weight. No, if you train with a specific program tailored to your specific goals with preparations for progressions and regressions and deloads and advancements in that program, then you'll lose weight. And finally, there are people that actually still believe that you should work out every day. Now, let me say something here. You should do some type of movement every single day, some type of exercise every single day. Yes, you should, whether that's a light walk, some stretching, some mobility, weightlifting. You should do something every day. But you should not work out hard. Let me rephrase it. You should not work out hard every day. If you do that, you're going to overtrain and you're going to burn out so quick, and it is going to be catastrophic. Why is it going to be catastrophic? Because you're going to be so under-recovered. Your nervous system is just going to be overtaxed. You're not going to be able to recover. You're going to hate it, and you're going to atrophy instead of actually putting on tissue. There's a phrase that we use called stimulate, not annihilate. That doesn't mean train easy. and not push yourself, but that means push yourself with quality over quantity. You don't need 7 days a week of extremely hard training, or what you think is hard training, because if you're training 7 days a week, odds are you're under recovered and you're going to be dogging it in at least 1 or 2 of those workouts, which sacrifices the quality. What you need is like 3 to 4 to 5 high quality workouts. And you can do a 6 if you're super advanced. I know people, I'm one of them that trains 6 days a week. Some people are advanced enough. If you want to get there, you can, but you shouldn't kill yourself every day. There should be one workout maybe where you're taking it easy, or not taking it easy, but focusing on your mobility, right? So you're not worried about squatting 700 pounds that day or doing a bunch of volume and a ton of sets and reps that day, but the quality of your range of motion. You can pick and choose how you want to splice it, right? But you should not work out hard every day. And the fact that there are still people out there that believe that scares me a little bit, and they need to be educated on proper recovery and that this is not true.